All right. Hello, everybody. KV Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you for our nightly extended update on the forecast. I apologize. I'm a couple minutes late tonight. We normally kick this off right around 7 o'clock. I was working on a few other digital things. I apologize. But let's get into things. So here's our Memorial Day weekend forecast. For Saturday and Sunday, really it is all about the heat, especially Saturday. We're up to 99 degrees for the afternoon high tomorrow. It's going to feel even hotter. I'll show you those heat index values in a second. And then even on Sunday, you definitely do not need to cancel outdoor plans on Sunday. It's only a 20% chance for an isolated shower or a storm. And some of the data that I'm looking at coming in this evening says, hey, maybe 20% is a little bit optimistic. Maybe it's closer to about 10%. High of 97 on Sunday. Monday, on Memorial Day, is when our forecast gets more active again. And even on Memorial Day, is it a complete washout all-day rain? No, it's a 50% chance for rain and storms. I think especially for the afternoon into the evening is going to be the time, and that's obviously when a lot of folks are outdoors, but that's going to be the time that we need to watch. There still should be some dry time, but scattered storms and maybe even numerous storms do look like a possibility. So just kind of start thinking about backup indoor plans just in case we need that on Memorial Day, and that's also going to come along with some risk for strong to severe storms. Live look outside on this Friday evening. Happy Friday to everybody as we were kicking off this weekend. We got close to another record today. How many times have we said that this month? We ended up at 99 for the afternoon high in Austin at Mayberry today. 96, a little cooler out at the airport on the southeast side of town. So we're about 10 degrees above average. The record today was 100. We got close, but not quite. Tomorrow's going to be virtually the same. In fact, based on the fact that today hit 99, I have 99 in the forecast again tomorrow, but all week I've been thinking that Saturday would be hotter than Friday. I'm tempted to go up to 100 tomorrow. Either way, we're going to be very close. Rainfall, man, it was great to have some beneficial rain for places that really need it across the hill country yesterday and last night. Now, in the Austin metro, if you're like me, well, I was already awake, so I was covering the weather until 2 a.m. But that big, the loud sound of thunder, I'm sure that woke up a lot of folks. There was lots of lightning and thunder. It wasn't a ton of rain immediately in central Austin. Generally, totals were less than a quarter of an inch. But some of these numbers out in the hill country, again, guys, just fantastic here, especially over Llano, into Blanco, into Gillespie counties, into western sections of Burnett County, out around the Mason area, too. We had many areas get 1 to 3 inches of rain and some pockets of 3 to 5 inches of rain. Not only is this the most drought-stricken part of our area, but remember, these are the areas that feed into our Highland Lake systems. Here's the Pedernales River, which feeds into Lake Travis. We've got the Llano River watershed, which, you know, if it goes down to Lake LBJ, Lake Marble Falls, eventually gets down into Lake Travis. And then out here around Lake Buchanan, remember, a lot of the water that feeds into Lake Buchanan, it comes from up north of our KVU area, where there was even heavier rain last night. So have we seen a huge uptick in our lake levels? No. Travis is still only 43% full right now. Current elevation is 635.49 feet. That has not changed and will not change in any meaningful way, other than like an inch or two as a result of this rain. But Lake Buchanan is at 51% right now. Current elevation is 997. I was looking at the latest data from the LCRA, the Lower Colorado River Authority, and also looking at some of the stream flow coming in from the north. They do expect some modest rise of this number, maybe up to like a 999. So maybe we end up, we'll see, but maybe it could be a foot or two of rise. Still, we're not anywhere close at any of our local lakes to where we want them to be. But hey, a little bit of good news there for Lake Buchanan. All right, here's the plan for Saturday, the day planner. We'll have our usual low clouds in the morning, then it's sunny to mostly sunny and scorching hot for the afternoon. I have 95 in the forecast by 1. I have 99 in the forecast by 5. So that would be our afternoon high. Now, in the event that we do overachieve and hit 100 tomorrow, we have had so many 98s and 99s this May. If we get one more triple-digit day, that would be our elusive third triple-digit day of May, which would tie May of 2011, infamous year, by the way, would tie May of 2011 for the most triple-digit heat in the month of May on record. I don't want us to tie or break that record, but just bringing that to your attention because we're going to be up in that neighborhood again tomorrow. Bastrop 97, Lockhart 98, San Marcos 99, mid-upper 90s across the hill country. Here's a closer look at the I-35 corridor and the metro. In Round Rock for Saturday, I have 97 in the forecast, Laga Vista 95, Leander 97, Georgetown 97, Dripping Springs, Wimberley, Kyle, San Marcos, all 97, 98 to 99 degrees. Okay. not a dry heat this weekend. Let's start talking about humidity. So here's the hourly heat index forecast. These are the numbers for Austin. As soon as we get past lunchtime, we're feeling like we're in the lower triple digits. I think peak heat index values likely around 104 or so in the Austin area. They could be even higher for places like San Marcos. So if you're floating the river or doing anything down there in Hays County, heads up, it's going to be very toasty. 104 peak heat index value Saturday afternoon in Lockhart and Luling. Bastrop 102, Giddings 101, LaGrange 104. Then you get into some drier air and some slightly reduced numbers that are just, a degree or two above the actual air temperature as you go out west into the hill country. Okay, so now we've established it's going to be hot. I think we knew that part. Let's start talking about these rain and storm chances, which will start on Monday, on Memorial Day. Saturday is going to be dry. Sunday, I mentioned we've got that 20% rain chance in the forecast. A lot of the new data, though, is coming in drier, so we'll see what we do with that. But then Monday, better rain chance north Texas into East Texas, but here we're getting rain and storms in our forecast too, of 50%. Then on Tuesday, it's a 40%. And then on Wednesday, it's a 40%, and we're going to stick with like 30 to 40% rain chances into Thursday and Friday of next week. So it's one of those patterns where it's like, is any given day going to be a washout? No. But on any of these days, not all of them, but on one or two of them, could we have bigger complexes of storms, kind of like what came through last night, that come in and bring heavy rain and more pronounced severe weather threat? That is going to be a possibility. I do want to show you some of the new data coming in tonight from our graph model. We have a little bit of high-res data. It doesn't take us through all of Memorial Day, but it does take us into the mid-afternoon. So we'll start Sunday morning, our usual low clouds. Then as we go to the afternoon, southeast breeze, mostly sunny. I mentioned model's not showing much rain. We'll see. It's just going to be so warm and humid. I don't really want to put anything less than a 20% rain chance on Sunday. So a few pop-ups on Sunday. But here we go into Monday. So low clouds and sprinkles in the morning on Monday. This is 11 o'clock, and this is the front. So there's the wind shift, northeast, southeast. So this is that frontal boundary trying to drift in, which by late morning, early afternoon is trying to generate some showers. And then as we go into 2 o'clock, and this is the last frame of the model, we have some scattered showers and storms beginning to develop in the hill country, and we'll see here in the next hour or two, and we'll show this to you on KVUE News at 10. We'll get the new update to our model, so this will get us out another 6 hours. This will take us into the evening. So I think as we go late afternoon, I-35 corridor evening, I think the rain chance will likely expand some. And hey, it's possible if we get more of these clusters of storms coming in from the north that maybe it's even more widespread. So we're still kind of in wait-and-see mode a little bit as we just trickle in some of this high-res data. We'll have a lot more clarity on the exact timing, placement, severity, and stuff of this Memorial Day storm chance as we get into tomorrow. We do think that there is some risk for severe weather, though. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has already highlighted a level 2, a slight risk. So this is on the day 4. Days 1, 2, 3, they give you the levels 1 through 5 that we're used to, but they only do a 15% and a 30% on the days 4 through 8. But basically the 15% is the equivalent of the level 2 risk. So hail and strong winds will be a possibility. Again, guys, am I saying don't go outside at all? It's going to be raining, storming all day long. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think scattered storms are going to be around, especially for the afternoon into the evening, and some of them could be severe. And then there's also that potential for some locally heavy rain and some flooding. This is the flood outlook from the Weather Prediction Center on Monday. It has that level 1 flood risk, a marginal, which goes down to about Austin, then into the northern hill country, and then into our eastern and northeastern zones, and then a bigger flood threat from Waco up into the DFW Metroplex, then out east towards Tyler, and then eventually into East Texas and into Louisiana. So storms are possible on Memorial Day. This is just the gist of it. Storms are possible on Memorial Day, a 50% chance. A couple of them could be strong to severe, and there also could be some locally heavy rain and some minor flooding. And look, with outdoor plans, honestly, more than anything, the thing that might be most impactful, these could be big lightning-producing storms too. So for tonight, I have a 10%, in the forecast. I think we're going to be just about completely dry this evening. Clouds will increase late tonight. We'll drop down to 76, a very muggy, warm night. Tomorrow, morning clouds give way to afternoon sunshine. We'll warm up to about 99. Feels like temperature up to 104 in Austin. Could be 105 or 106 for some areas down around San Marcos and into the coastal plains. All right, here's the 7-day forecast. So 99 Saturday. Sunday, just a 20% chance for rain, still mainly dry, 97. So the weekend itself, not the full holiday weekend, but the weekend itself is looking, completely dry, just hot. And then on Memorial Day, that front comes in, so we start to ramp up rain chances of 50% is what I have in the forecast. And then that system is going to kind of linger here. We have some more upper level disturbances, which will kind of filter down towards us. So again, guys, does this look like major rain chances every day? No, but it's enough for, scattered 30 to 40% rain chances each day. And on one or two of these days, could there be a bigger complex of storms like what happened last night that comes in? That does look like a possibility. So especially in the afternoons and evenings on these days, there could be some severe weather threats and some flood risks that we have to talk about. But with more clouds and more rain around and a little bit of a wind shift, it will be slightly cooler. Still, those numbers are warmer than average for this time of the year. We've just been kind of jaded. It's May. It's not supposed to be this hot in May, but I guess when you're already kind of ticking off 99, 100-degree days, this is technically an improvement. So that's the 7-day forecast. Next update from me is going to be KVUE News at 10 o'clock, which is coming up in about 3 hours. Then I'm actually in for Jordan. Jordan's in Miami this weekend. So Jordan is living the life for Memorial Day weekend. So I'll be in tomorrow morning, and then Grace will be in for the afternoon, and we'll keep the updates coming as we go into the weekend. Again, I know a lot of eyes are on that Memorial Day forecast. So as we continue to get in this new high-res data, we'll be sure to push that out to everybody so that we can fine-tune the timing and severity and all of that for Memorial Day. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy this live view from our Oasis camp. I'm sure this will be a lot busier as we go into tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys in a couple hours on KVUE News at 10.